Hey, welcome to a fresh new episode of the TD News Show and a happy Monday to everybody. Guys, how was your weekend? Let me know in the comment section. Tell me about me. I'm recording this video on the weekend because I'm alone and I don't have any friends. But you guys are not here for me, you guys are here for the news. So let's start the show. And let's start the show with Intel because we recently got some price leak for their upcoming Rocket Lake S CPU. Specifically, one of the interesting price leak is the i9-11900K. It is set to compete with Ryzen's Ryzen 9 5900X, which is a 12-core 24-threaded CPU. But in Intel's benchmark, we have seen that, or Intel's own benchmark, we have seen that it is 4 to 6% better than the Ryzen counterpart. But at the same time, they said in the number that it can vary up to 15%, but that's not the main story. The main story is that it cost around 499 euros. And if you compare that price with Ryzen 9 or the processor that is trying to replace or compete with, it's still a little bit expensive. The Intel one is still a little bit expensive, but yes, it is lower than its previous generation. But to be honest, 4 to 5% better in just only gaming in specific scenarios, because we have seen some cherry picked, or like it's normal that we will see only cherry pick benchmarking numbers from a company, and it still cost a little bit more. But again, this is a rumor, so you know what to do. Take it with a grain of salt. Now let's talk about the next news, which is coming from Nvidia, but I am really confused. Like, it is confusing or it's just me. So what's the news? Well, I think before CES we got some leaks that the 3080 Ti is got delayed from January to February. Now we are getting some news that it's got delayed again, but for this time it has gone delayed from February to indefinitely. So that means there are no particular time or date that this GPU should be coming. The supply to the high demand which is going on right now, so they are focusing on their current GPU and meeting the demands right now, then refreshing their lineup. So as per the sources, they will resume the development after they meet the requirements or the demand requirements. But on the other hand, there's a Nvidia AIB. They recently filed some GPUs to EEC. Now EEC is one of the last steps of any product development, but they filed a 3060, which is like, I can understand that because it's coming out, we got prices, and a 3050 Ti, which is also understandable because there is nothing which is replacing the 50 series. But then again, they also filed a 3080 Ti, which is confusing. Like, I really don't know what's happening, but it is really confusing. But again, these are rumors, so you know what to do. Take it with a grain of salt. But talking about taking with a grain of salt, the next news, you have to take it with at least 10 pounds of salt, because it is coming from Razer, and not only Razer but also Razer in CES. Now, if you know this deadly combination, then you already know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know, well, it's something like, think about Han Solo and Chewbacca in the Millennium Falcon. And if you didn't got the reference, then you should leave this video, okay? You haven't watched Star Wars and you're watching my channel, so I would suggest you to leave this video. It would be better. But all jokes aside, every year CES, Razer showcases some of the wildest concepts, and they always are concepts because they never come to the market, because most of the time their concept is so wild that even the technology is not there to fulfill that concept. And this time it doesn't matter to Razer that it is a virtual event. It doesn't. They showcased two things. One is their Projekt Hazel, which is a mask. Now, it's a transparent mask but it also meets the requirement of, or it is N95 certified. But here's the kicker, here's the Razer part of it. It has a speaker and a microphone, so your voice don't get muffled. And to add a cherry on top, it has RGB. Yes, why not? Why not add RGB to mask? That's what people want, right? A RGB mask. And also, it comes with a sterilizing box, and judging by everything, I think it would cost over $100. And if anybody is out there who want to buy $100 mask, good for you, really good for you. But to be honest, I can see this hitting the market. But the next one, oh my god, it is something on another level. They showcased a gaming chair, but it is no ordinary gaming chair. Yes, it has RGB, but the selling factor of this gaming chair, that it has a 60-inch retractable, that means you can hide it on the back, OLED transparent display. Now, yes, there are transparent, the technology of transparent display is there, and also at the same time, I think bendable OLED display, I think LG filed some patent about their bendable OLED display. But even if the technology is there, the display on itself will cost over like $20,000-$30,000. So just think about the chair. It's really like, I just don't know what to say. And they named it Project Brooklyn. I think it's kind of a fitting name, but honestly, I am just lost of words. I really don't know what to say, but I have a lot to say about our next news, which is about Apple. And there are some rumors are coming out that Apple are refreshing the design. They are redesigning their iMacs, and not only they're redesigning the iMacs, they are also fitting it with their upcoming Apple Silicon. And that is not the end, because they are also refreshing their Mac Pros, one with Apple Silicon, and the rumors are telling us that it would be much more smaller. And to be honest, like, I love compact PCs. I love mini ITX PCs. Like, I don't know, there's something about them that I love. And like, their M1 chips are pretty energy efficient. So yeah, I think they could make it smaller and more powerful than anything they have ever done. And also they are refreshing their another Mac Pro, which is gonna be based on Intel CPU, but this time they're using a current generation Intel CPU. But before getting any further into this episode, let's talk about some announcement that happened in the past week. Nvidia announced the GeForce RTX 3060 with 12GB of GDDR6 RAM at $329. Nvidia also announced RTX 30 series GPUs, which are heading to laptops on January 26th. Also, Nvidia to enable resizable BAR support for GeForce RTX 30 series desktop and mobile GPUs in February. And also AMD announced Ryzen 5000 series mobile processor, additional Ryzen desktop CPUs, and Ryzen Threadripper Pro models. But you know what time it is? Well, it is the time for the quick news, and that's the best part of the TD News show. I know you like it, I like it. So let's talk about some quick news, shall we? Intel incoming CEO demands better chip than lifestyle company in Cupertino. Now, I have something to say about this statement. Lifestyle company in Cupertino, they are like talking about Apple. But before like going after Apple, I just want to ask you guys one thing. You know, there is a certain company who is using your technology, you know, x86 technology, and also they started their business with your 8086 chips and all that, and they are making better CPUs than you, much affordable and better. So, you know, first do something about that, then think about Apple. I think that's a great idea. AMD teases mid-range and mainstream Radeon RX 6000 graphics card series. ASUS announced ROG Flow X13 Ultra portable notebook with external RTX 3080 GPU. Sony test drives its Vision is prototype on public road. WhatsApp delays enforcement of privacy terms by 3 months. Sapphire develops a Fanless RX 5700 XT card for rack airflow. CD Projekt Red apologizes for the sorry state of Cyberpunk 2077. Facebook temporarily bans ads for gun accessories and military gears. Ford delays some of its Mustang Mach-E orders over quality checks. Now that was all for today's techie stuff, and if you want to know more about any of the stories, all the links are linked down in the description. Now let's talk about some of the stuff I like, starting with let's talk about some MCU stuff. So there are some recent news or rumors coming out that Chris Evans might reprise his role as Captain America. Now, if you don't know, there were some talks going around that Chris Evans wasn't originally going to play the old man in Endgame. And also, there is a good IGN article that I've linked down in the description where they talked about how Captain America can come back into the state where is MCU right now. So go ahead and check them. But if you ask me, I don't want him to reprise his role as Captain America. What I want is what they are doing with Black Widow. Like, Black Widow never got her own movie, but now she is getting her own movie, and I want exactly like that. I want to see Chris Evans as Captain America, but not after what happened in Endgame. I want to see him before what happened in Endgame, or specifically that time period where everybody was dealing with the consequences and all that. Like, I would love to see them. And even if they want to want Chris Evans back in the MCU right now, I want him as a mentor figure to Falcon. It is like, that's what I want, because I think his character arc got a really good ending, like comparing to others. So I really don't want him to come back and just be young again and all that. I think the ending of his character arc was awesome, and I want him as a mentor figure to Falcon, or want to see his past stories or that kind of thing. But now let's talk about the next news, and it is coming from Sony. Sony's PlayStation CEO recently said that the Uncharted movie and the Last of Us series is just the beginning of their non-gaming media, or entering into the commercial new media stuff. And to be honest, I don't know what to say, because we haven't seen the Uncharted movie or the Last of Us series. Like, I have faith on Last of Us series because they are doing it as a series, and I have said numerous times in my videos that if anybody wants to make something like live action version or a movie, like, I don't want people or the studios to adapt a game in a movie. I want to do them as a series because they have a lot of room to play with. That's what I want. But I don't know about Uncharted movie. I like, Tom Holland is a great actor, I have said numerous times, and like, I really like that guy, and I think it's a really great choice. But again, we don't know. It's I just don't know what's gonna happen. But now let's talk about the last news, and that is No Time to Die and Jared Leto's Morbius are getting delayed again. Now guys, to be honest, like, Morbius, okay, I can see that Sony is doing something in the Spider-Man universe. I can see that they want to do in theaters, because judging by their track record, I think they should do it on the theaters, because that's how they can get some money out of it. Or who knows, the Morbius could be good. I want it to be good. But No Time to Die, honestly, come on. Nolan released his film in theaters, in like small amount of theaters, and in online, in like video on demand stuff. So do it on video on demand, man. I just don't know why they're not doing it. Like, I want to see No Time to Die. It's gonna be the last movie that Daniel Craig is playing in James Bond, and next time, who knows who's gonna play James Bond. I want Idris Elba to play as James Bond. But yeah, those movies are getting delayed again. But you know what is not getting delayed again? Well, this episode. Yes, this episode, I'm not gonna delay it anymore because this episode is ending. Yes, this is the end of this episode. The episode is ending. So if you liked it, hit the like button. If you don't, leave it a dislike. Feel free to do it, but remember, you will hurt me. You will hurt me pretty bad, but it's your life. Do whatever you want to do. And if you want to watch more videos from us, check out this video right here. And if you want to subscribe, which I appreciate if you do that, well, do it by here. And there's Akash, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Peace.